Dobrodošli, and welcome back to Michelle's Slovenska kuhinja. Today, I have a super exciting journey to go on. I was just visiting with my brother and his family, and every time I'm there, it reminds me of Slovenia, Preheat, where I used to chase the chickens and so excited looking for eggs. I did the same thing when I was there, and I was gifted with a basket full of eggs. Today's episode is going to be making the best traditional Slovenian meatloaf. And in Slovenian, we call that Štefani Pečenka. This meatloaf consists of ground meat, spices, bread, and the best part of this meatloaf is the hard-boiled egg surprise, which is stuffed right in the middle of it. I am so excited. Let's get started. I like to chop up the celery very, very fine. I do cut up the leaves as well. It does add such a beautiful flavor to the meatloaf. Time to incorporate all the ingredients together. So we're going to start with 1 pound of pork, 1 pound of veal. Now we're going to add 3 crushed garlic cloves. So here's our Kaiser. It's been sitting in milk for 10 minutes. You can see that it's absorbed it all. We're just going to squeeze out any excess milk. And then we're going to be adding the bread to the meat mixture. Okay, so you know, Slovenians, we don't waste anything. So with this reserved milk, we're gonna set it aside, and I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna do with it later on. And now we're gonna add 1.5 teaspoons of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. We're also going to add 1/2 tablespoon of parsley flakes, unless you have fresh parsley. And now we mix. So now you're going to lay out some foil, and you're going to place your meat on the foil. And this is where our hard-boiled eggs come in. We are going to place them at the bottom here. And then we're going to lift one end of the foil up, and we're going to roll the eggs. We're going to tuck in, make sure that we don't leave any gaps. We've molded our meatloaf into a loaf shape, and we're going to be adding it into our pan. Okay, so remember that we reserved some of that milk. We're just going to drizzle some of it on top of the meatloaf. Guys, this is where the magic happens. I truly believe that by adding the milk to the top of the meatloaf, it works its magic, and it truly makes the meatloaf So incredibly juicy. You have to give it a try. I preset the oven to 375 degrees. We're going to bake it for 50 to 60 minutes until the internal temperature is around 165 degrees in Fahrenheit. Okay, so I've removed the meatloaf from the oven. I'm going to let it sit in its juices for about 10 minutes before we slice it up. I really hope you enjoyed that. I look forward to seeing you again next week when I share another delicious recipe from my Slovenska kuhinja. Until then, na zdravje and dober tek. Adio!